Hey guys, today I'm excited to give you my spoiler-free review of Pet Sematary Bloodlines. Now I just got back from Fantastic Fest, which is an incredible film festival in Austin, Texas, where I got to see some amazing horror films, stuff that's right up my alley. And one of the films that I got to see there was Pet Sematary Bloodlines. And well, there's definitely a lot of good in this film, but unfortunately, there's also a lot of bad. Now, listen, Pet Sematary is one of my favorite Stephen King stories. I love both the movies, the new reboot, the original film from I think the 80s. I really really enjoyed. So I was excited to dive further into the lore of the burial grounds and how we got here, and all that sort of thing. The background on Judd, right? The old guy John Lithgow in the newer one, who kind of I guess protects the burial ground, right? So that's the story that we get here. It's a little bit of a chapter in the book, and they expanded it into a 90-minute or so film. And I think they just missed the mark on so many things, unfortunately. Now, I will say this film is made for streaming. And here's the problem. You go into this and you try to not compare it to the two Pet Sematary films, right? It's its own thing, sort of. It's a prequel. Try not to compare it. Almost impossible to do, right? And then this was made for streaming. This isn't made for theatrical. So you need to think about that as well, especially when it comes to budget and things like that. And it's very hard to put that aside. Now, I do think some people will enjoy this film. I really, truly do. And there's a lot about this film that I did enjoy. I love the lore. I love learning more about the burial ground. I mean, it's basically been in existence since the beginning of time, is more or less what they say. And it's very entertaining. They do a flashback. This takes place in 1969, but they also do a flashback back to when the indigenous people were being pushed out of their town by the white settlers. They warned them, not to bury their people in the sour earth, and they did anyway. And that is kind of the kickstart of all of this. You see that in the middle, but I mean, we've seen it in the trailers as well, right? So, but it's very interesting, okay? That was probably my favorite part of the entire movie, that little flashback part. And I almost wish we had a whole nother movie just for that, because that interested me a lot. You kind of learn how Ludlow was formed, who it was named after, all that sort of thing. And it's very interesting, very entertaining. Now, when it comes to the gore, you guys know I love gore. I love blood and gore. We get some really, really cool kills in this movie. But the problem with Pet Sematary Bloodlines is that there's certain moments that are supposed to be really grotesque and gross, and they look so fake that it really really disturbed me. I like disturbed me in a bad way, right? Made me upset. I was like, no, I really really wanted this to be nasty and gross, and it's got something to do with peeling away skin. It shows up more than once, and you're kind of like, wow, that doesn't really look great. And I really wanted to be grossed out by this, and I wasn't, which is unfortunate as well. There's a lot of fun in this, though. Like I said, we get some really great kills. A lot of the acting is great. It does kind of throw a wrench in, you're learning about Judd here, and it's kind of okay, well, if this is what he went through here, why does he make some of the decisions he makes in the Pet Sematary films? And so it's a little hard to swallow. It's a little hard to get past, even if you try to be okay, yeah, the burial grounds has a pull on people. It has a hold on people, which they've shown before, and they really really emphasize that again here. It just still kind of doesn't settle well with you, or at least with me. It's one of those things I couldn't really push aside and push out of my mind. But there's a lot of creepiness in this too, which I love. Creepiness I could use a little more. I was happy with the gross kills and interesting kills, exciting, maybe exciting is not the right word, but unique kills, which we get a few of. I really was happy with that. I did feel like the story didn't have a lot of time to settle. It felt kind of rushed at times, and like I said, the flashback part was definitely my favorite part. There's some funny stuff in here, and it's not all bad, but it's certainly not all good. For this one, I kind of put it right in the middle at a 2.5 out of 5. It's got good elements. It's got bad elements. I do like the overall story that it kind of tells. I don't want to give too much away, but I do like the lessons, of kind of making up for past mistakes. Let's just put it that way. So overall, it's kind of a meh, which is unfortunate because I was really looking forward to this one. I love Pet Sematary, like I said, and this one kind of felt it should have been better. It could have been better. And that's what bothers me. You guys let me know if you're excited for Pet Sematary Bloodlines down below in the comments. Be sure to give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on more videos like this one. Follow me over on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. And you guys can check me out at MamasGeeky.com. All right, guys. I'll see you next time.